Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is a nice and brisk 90 effing degrees up here in Washington State, which, if you don't live up here, you should know that that is not normal. People die on the streets in 90 degrees up here. This is not Texas and Florida and Arizona. This is not the desert, or places that typically get temperatures of this, range, so it's hot as balls, so no face cam. Deal with it. But today, we are going to be doing a bunch of science, because the more you know makes you a better person. So obviously we got the new Rimuru, the Konosuba collab Rimuru, and he stacks alt damage, quote-unquote, unlimited. Right? We're still waiting to hear if that actually is anything is going to come of this. I highly doubt it. Hey guys, Editing Joker here. And we did get some news regarding Rimuru. They did fix him, so now he is not capped at 999. However, no compensation. It sucks, it's shitty. I wish we got compensation, but there is no such thing, so it is what it is. But he is no longer capped at 999. I've already seen proof that it goes above 1,000% now. So that's, I just wanted to put that in here just to make sure we didn't get anything confused, because this video was recorded before this news came out, obviously. So didn't want to spread any false information. But back to the regularly scheduled programming. But I wanted to see, now that we've gotten quite a few different stacking protectors, how he actually holds up versus the other ones. So today we're going to be doing a very as unbiased as possible damage test in a set amount of time, or set amount of stacks, and then compare using a neutral, quote-unquote, nuking unit. So, first off, we're going to test out, actually, the Warrior's Mind team, kind of, with Velzard. Now, she stacks attack 12% on Warrior's Mind and Dragon Hakai. So, we are going to be using Space Milim as our testbed nuker. So this team format will not change, it will always be this team. And because Velzard gives her stacks, we're going to use Velzard, we're going to use Rimuru because he's generic, Diablo is generic, Shuna is generic, that's why we brought Raphael to activate the stun and pierce. And then we'll also go all the way down here and use Veldora. Not the greatest thing in the world, but he is not level 100. Yes, he's giving extra buffs to space, but I think we can offset that by him only being level 88. And if not, then, there's a little bit of trial and error room for his numbers. But I think we're going to be doing a good, maybe 8 to 10 stacks. 8 is generally what you would see in a normal, kind of gameplay setting. 10 is pushing it, but certainly no higher than that. But because Velzard's not giving the extra damage buff to Space Milim, and Space Milim was not on the Adventurer Force, she's not a light unit, she's not Fount of Wisdom, we can make her be a very generic and unbiased nuker. It's just that for all these tests, we will have to use her ult, and we'll have to use Raphael's skills, because we want to see what it does compared to when we use the test with Shuna to activate the stun, strike, and pierce power. So that's the only real thing that we have to have, is a nuke and Raphael's skills. Everyone else here is an orb changer. We brought Guy just for funsies, because he's got orb changing, but we're not going to use his alt buff at all. So I will not make you sit through all this, so we'll just come back to each nuking turn, and we'll go from there. Alright, so test number 1, we're going to do 8 stacks of each protector, because that is a realistic number in most stacking events. So we're at 96% attack. We're going to activate the pierce and stun strike here, just so we can have a constant variable throughout all the tests, so we can also activate Shuna and her power. So we do need that, but we're not going to use a space buff, we're not going to use Drago, because that would be unfair. So we're just going to see how much our nuke hits for with 8 stacks of each thing with Raphael's skills. So first run with Velzard, and we get 65,000 damage. Okay, well, we don't know if that's good or not, so let's move on. Alright, second test is going to be with Diablo. We've got another 8 stacks, so it's up to 120% ult resistance down, which will then be added on by Raphael, but it's not like we didn't have that skill on the other test as well, so now it'll be 170% ult resistance down plus Pierce, but it is the same buffs regardless. So let's see if we can break what Velzard did first time. She did 65,069, so a very nice number right there. I kind of don't think it will, but that's just me, so let's test it out. So there's the stun, there's the pierce, and the ult resistance down, and then we'll send Milim. Can we break 65,069? No, 57,000. Okay, well, already a little bit worse, but let's. This is all for science. Let's move on. Alright, so we're going to do the Veldora test, but obviously because he's much lower level, that means that Milim's stats is also going to be almost 400 points less than what it was supposed to be with the other two tests. So, with a grain of salt, this will probably be less damage regardless, but it's going to be even less so because she just has lower stats, and there's really nothing I can do about it because I'm not sharding I'm not sharding Veldora up. So just, keep that in mind. I'm trying to keep her attack stats as close as possible during each test. This is the only one that'll be like a true outlier. Alright. Back up to 8 stacks with old half Annie Protector Veldora. It says 92%, but because she starts with, 12%, I believe, or something like that. So we've done 8 stacks plus the 12, so 92% is what we're going to sit at. I highly, highly doubt that this will do anything close to what even Diablo did, but we're here to try it out, so let's begin. So let's see, let me pull it up. Diablo did 57,525, and Velzard, you did, 65,000, so I feel like Milim is only going to do about 52 here, maybe around there. Let's find out. 61, actually. Oh, wow. I mean, so there's a few different factors coming in. Obviously, we had that extra 12% space attack, which no one was buffing her attack on the other 2 runs, right? So we do have that to keep in mind. But we also had about 400 less attack points on her actual natural stats because Veldora is not level 100 like the other ones are. So I feel like that's almost a fair kind of, variance. So I'm going to keep it at 61,000, and if the numbers are really skewed out after that, then we could make some adjustments. But okay, that's some good science right there. Let's move on. Alright, we're now using the new Rimuru to see how he compares. He will be the second to last because we'll use Velzard, or not Velzard, but Shuna after this test. But Milim's ult is up to 160%, another 8 stacks. Let's use Raphael to stun and pierce resist, or ult resist down. And so, we would like to see if this does more damage than Velzard, because I'm fairly confident it's going to do more than Diablo and Veldora. So, let's find out exactly how much more it does. Oh, hold on, what is this? What is this? Oh, pierce rate. Alright, never mind. We're good. Alright, we're good. Feel like I haven't been looking at that icon for the last hour, but whatever. Okay, can we break 65,000? 83,300. Ooh, okay. That's some good damage right there. Alright. The same enemy, the same buffs, roughly the same attack stat. We've got her back within a couple spitting distance of, the Velzard and Diablo test. So, I mean, that's pretty good right there. 83,000. That's the highest. So now let's go ahead and break that with Shuna, because she's double stacking effects, so there's really no way to beat that, but we'll do it for science. Alright, the final test. 8 stacks of Shuna, so we've got 80% pierce power, 80% stun strike. This will do the most damage, there's no doubt in my mind. We have many things going on here. Double stacking effects, even though ult damage is, so far the superior buff as far as 8 stacks is concerned. we're about to break that record. So let's check how much damage we do. I kind of think we'll break 100k. I kind of think we will. 114k. Yeah, definitely broke 100k right there. But that is the effect of double stacking, where like Velzard, she did 65,000. We were stacking attack, and that's it. Diablo is stacking alt resist down, but at a lower rate because it's only 15% versus Rimuru's 20%. So there's that, and then Veldora with the type attack buff. It's I think even less important than, or less impactful than like straight up attack. But what we do have to keep in mind is that Space Millum has a potential to do so much more damage because of her Drago skill. So if we were to use that, the test would have been unfair, because we would have amplified the attack buff that Velzard and Veldora gave, but not touching the Diablo and Rimuru buffs. So, this is good science right here. So we've learned that, Rimuru is still a really, really good option for generic support. And then Velzard and Diablo, they're really good as far as you bringing them into like their beatdown battle, where they get that extra 60% damage buff, and you get the extra 20% stats to the supposed to be nuking units like Hinata or Guy or EX Rimuru, whatever you want. But Rimuru puts up very, very good numbers in the same span of time, and Shuna still beats all of them because she stacks two things. So, but you do have a hard requirement of having to bring Raphael to activate all of that in one unit. And then you can bring Octagram Guy and you can bring Water Alice, and sure, fine, whatever. But why do it in two when you can do it in one? But yeah, there we go. So this is as unbiased as I can get. The same stage, the same unit, roughly the same attack stats, the same buffs. It's just a different protector and what they do. So, Shuna, still number one. Rimuru, a decent second place, and then everyone else kind of falls underneath that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the science class. I'm always glad to be a teacher. And let me know if there's any other science things you want me to do regarding, any team, really. But that's it for me. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you later.